This is the 100% Wild Zone 19 guide in Pokemon Legends Z-A. I'll be showing you all the tricks and methods on how to catch every single shiny Pokemon within Wild Zone 19. I know you're here for that shiny Eevee hunting as well as Drampa, and I'll make sure you know how to get them. So never miss out by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell, and if you want to further support the channel and enjoy these guides, consider becoming a member. Now let's get you some shiny Pokemon. The Pokemon that we'll be hunting in this zone are Eevee, Furfrou, Drampa, which is a day spawn, Kangaskhan, Audino, Cleffa, and Clefairy, which are night spawns. For full Shiny Dex completionist, you're gonna need 9 Eevees. 1 for Eevee, 1 for Vaporeon with the Water Stone, Jolteon, Thunderstone, Flareon with the Fire Stone, Espeon with Friendship during the day, Umbreon with Friendship at night, Leafeon with the Leaf Stone, Glaceon with the Ice Stone, and Sylveon, which you get by knowing a Fairy move and having Friendship. That is a lot of Eevees. You'll need 10 Furfrou, 1 that doesn't have any trim, and an extra 9 to get all the other trims, but we'll talk about that later in the video. You'll need 1 Drampa, 1 Kangaskhan, 1 Audino, and you'll need 3 Pokemon from the Cleffa line. Cleffa evolves into Clefairy with Friendship, and Clefairy evolves with the Moonstone into Clefable, which has a crazy mega evolution. You're gonna spend a lot of time if you're a completionist in the zone. Fixed alphas are gonna be Alpha Furfrou during the day and Alpha Clefairy at night. Base shiny odds are gonna be 1 out of 4,096, while shiny odds with the shiny charm are 1 out of 1,024. The methods that we're gonna use in this wild zone are the run and despawn method, the run and reset method, the respawn and reset method, and the fast travel method. All right, here we are at Wild Zone number 19. And the first method we'll be going over is the simplest one, which is the fast travel method. Now, fast travel method is going to work very simple, right? You just go ahead, fast travel to the zone, and if you keep doing this over and over and over again, you're going to cause the spawns 50 meters in front of you, well, to just keep refreshing and cycling through. So you get new spawns every single time. And the trick for this is you do this about 10 times, you go check it, you do it another 10 times, you go check it. I think that's the safest way to go about it, as opposed to doing it 100 times and then checking, because you don't want to miss the fact that you probably have a shiny spawn. Now, after you do that, you then can walk into the zone and see if there are any shinies. Now, real quick, before I walk in the zone, my bad guys, I always want to make sure I know exactly where I'm checking, right? So you drop down your pin marker just like this, and I know, okay, this is 50 meters. Oh, look, it's turning nighttime. It's nighttime, and where were we? We were at this part of the pin. All right, so we're gonna walk in the zone and we're gonna see what is our range of that pin, right? So let's just go ahead and take a look. Like, what's 50 meters in the zone? That Kangaskhan is coming after us. All right, so here's about 50 meters. We have another Kangaskhan here. Let's see what other Pokemon. So you know you can get Kangaskhan in the zone. There is an Eevee that actually spawns in between here. Looks like we have an Alpha Eevee over here. That's pretty cool. And that's within the 50 meters. What else do we also have here? Within the 50 meters, we also have a Furfrou. So you have Furfrou, you have Eevees, you have Kangaskhan's, and there's also Audinos that might walk in here. The only thing that you have to be careful about Audino is that if you happen to see one, they will run. This is a Pokemon species that just flees and runs away, so you want to be careful if you happen to spot that one as a shiny. In fact, the fast travel method was so good, I was able to get quite a bit of Pokemon shiny by doing this method. That's a shiny Eevee. Let's go. Oh, shiny Eevee and a shiny Furfrou. No way. Let's go. Easy shinies. Okay, looks like I found a shiny Audino, but we have to be really careful or else it will despawn. And with the 8BitDo Pro 3 controller, you can completely macro the fast travel. All you have to do is just set one up in your program and have it just click on the fast travel point by just having the macro go plus and move your joystick down, then AA, then it repeats, and then plus that. AA, so it is macroable completely with the 8BitDo. A lot of people in the comments have been saying they've been able to get the macros working, and again, we're all going to be sharing the macros in Discord as well. Of course I'm going to share my bench ones when I cat them, or if I'm doing one actively all the time. Otherwise, I just personally was manualing 19, but I do want to mention, yes, you can do it on the macro control. Now let's talk about the method called run and reset. So what exactly this is where you go to a zone. Again, we mark our pin down, but this time we are going through the entire zone, making sure to spawn everything, completely everything. So I'm going through the zone just like this. I'm seeing what's in here. I'm making sure I'm in 50 meters. Okay, I get a good look at the zone. I've probably spawned everything. I want to make sure no Pokemon is actively looking at me. And then once I'm in the clear, the eyeballs go away from me. Okay, once the eyeballs, there's no enemies on me, I go ahead and click on 19 again. I fast travel but I'm making sure that every spawn is getting revealed that is getting cycled. And I am currently cycling every single spawn by running through this entire area. So I'm just doing this. I'm getting a quick run through, making every Pokemon spawn, right? Just one more time just to show you guys how I do it. I come around here. Oh, and we have a shiny, and that's why we do that, because there is a shiny Kangaskhan in front of us live in this tutorial. There it is. That is awesome. I did not expect to see that. Okay, and I'm gonna just, come on. There we go. And we got the shiny Kangaskhan. But yeah, that's why you do the run and reset method, because that Kangaskhan was out of the 50-meter range from where I came into the zone. He was like all the way down there. So do that. It's another way of getting all the spawns effectively and showing everything when you fast travel. Wow, talk about perfect timing. Now, we're going to do the run and despawn for Cleffa and Clefairy, and in order to get to where they are in that little pergola there, we're going to turn left and just go up here like this. And also check for shiny Pokemon as you do pass by, because you never know what you're going to see. Once you reach this spot, you're then going to turn left, just like this. Come out here, and you're going to find a ladder. Just climb up this ladder. I'm doing this live, just like this, and then climb up this roof, and then go up this little small ladder here. Just checking my spawns, you know, making sure everything's good there. Okay, great. And then we're going to go up this building here, drop down here, and then cross this plank right over here, just like this. And then you're going to go across this plank. And it's almost nearly daybreak, so I really want to show you guys this. I'm rushing against time. Then we got to get past this Absol. Hold on, excuse me, Absol, which we could shiny hunt for technically, but that's not part of this video. And then what you're going to see is as we approach this edge right over here, you're going to see the Clefairies and the Cleffas. Now we have the zoom in button with our home, so we know what a shiny is. Here's what the shinies look like on the screen, so you can see. And if you want to enable the zoom in feature, just go ahead and hit your home button, go down to your settings down here, and then scroll all the way down to accessibility and, you know, lock in that zoom so you can double zoom in. Whoa, I zoomed in too far from the game. So you can hit that double zoom live. So what you want to do to despawn these guys is head over here, just like this, kind of wrap back here. That should be enough. And then we're going to go back and we'll get completely new spawns. 3, 2, 1, new spawns. And you can keep doing that. And you're basically refreshing 4 Clefairies and Cleffas, which is pretty big. That's a big amount you're refreshing. They're completely different spawns every single time. You can see them move. But yeah, that's the way you're going to do it for Cleffa and Clefairy. Wait, is that it? There's no way. Green ears. Yup, it's a shiny Cleffa. Let's go. And a quick ball to get the job done. Now, the run and despawn method also works for the Furfrou static alpha that shows up over there. So if we zoom in just like this, and we do the exact same thing for the Cleffas and Clefairies by going in here and coming out, we should see the dog spawn or like face a different direction. So there it is. Now it's facing that way. Its head is that way. Let's just double check because I want to make sure we are doing this correctly. We're going to pop over here and then come back, and its head should be facing a different direction. Now its head's facing this way. So you are also cycling the alpha spawns for the Furfrou here. So if it shows up as a black colored Furfrou, then you're good to go. You got the static alpha, even though there's other alphas down there. Even though I see another alpha over there, that one in the center under the pergola can also be hunted in the exact same way you hunt Cleffa and Clefairy. And it does work for Drampa. You just can't see Drampa. I hope that makes sense. And I don't like not being able to see my shiny, which means I could be wasting my time here forever. So we're not going to apply this to the Drampa that shows up here later. Now let's talk about how you can get yourself a shiny Drampa. Now, I don't want to disturb the Drampa, but sometimes in sunny weather, right in the center point here, you'll get a Drampa that happens to spawn. If you don't have a Drampa, just reset until the sun comes back again. Sometimes you're stuck with a Furfrou, but just reset on the bench and come back here, and there is a Drampa. Now, something really weird about Wild Zone 19 is that even though, right, let's go ahead and drop this here. Even though this is about, you know, 25 meters, just like Fennekin, if you watch the last Wild Zone guide, number 18, even though it's like right there within the 50 feet, it does not show up. And you have to get really close in order to see it. Now, one trick that people do is going to be, we can walk in the zone. So we'll show how it despawns. Let me get a little bit closer to this Drampa so you can see its level. Okay, that is a 49 male. Okay, check this out. So that's a 49 male. And what people do is they will run all the way like this. So they'll go to despawn range about 70 in this back alley, which, by the way, have an alpha Garbodor and a little Trubbish, which you can get shiny, by the way, in the zone, because if you keep doing this over and over again, it's a possibility. And then what they do is after running back there, they'll run back over to the Drampa just like this. and you'll get a completely different new Drampa spawn. So we'll click on that and we'll see it is a 49 female now, as you can see. So we cycled through the spawn. However, I don't like the method of doing that over and over again. So the run and despawn trick for Drampa is not my favorite one. So that is not my preferable shiny hunting method. So the method I like to use is the respawn and reset method. Now, the next thing you want to do when you spot a Drampa, which if you don't get it, like I said, you need to reset the day, because we're locked into Drampa right now, is to go ahead and knock it out. Don't catch it, knock this Drampa out. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to throw up my Feraligatr. We're just going to go for the knockout here, just like this. He's dead. Wait for him to despawn. And then count 1 minute, okay? So he's gone at... After the Drampa despawns, I'm now going to wait 1 minute. As you can see myself in the corner, I'm just doing stuff, but you can see the timer at the bottom below. Just go ahead, speed up, and I'm going to save before the 1 minute is fully complete. That way I can get the spawn and be able to turn off my game, turn it back on, and get a new spawn every single time. So just watch exactly how this plays out. 56, 57. Okay, so it's about to spawn, and I'm saving 3 seconds before. Watch this. 58, 59, 60. And we should have a Drampa spawn. There it is! The female Drampa 49. Okay, don't catch it. I actually have a footage of me catching it, and then it's swapped into an alpha Furfrou. We have that footage. But yeah, now we have a Drampa. Now, let me explain exactly what you need to do. This is now a new spawn of Drampa. You knocked it out, this one comes in. What you need to do now is just close your game, just like this. And like I said, this is the respawn and reset, because we're respawning the Pokemon, we're resetting, and we're gonna get something different. It's not gonna be a level 49 Drampa, and you can save as close as you can to that 1 minute mark. By the way, the 1 minute mark does not apply to alpha Pokemon, by the way. It's applying to like basic Pokemon. But for now, let's not even use my words. We're gonna say it's for this hunt. 1 minute for this specific Drampa that's not an alpha. So this is a 50 female, okay? It is now 1 level higher. And again, we can prove it by closing the game, clicking in. And this is pretty much exactly what your reset method is. Now you don't have to run all the way in the back alley with all those Garbodors and then run all the way back. This is probably going to be faster to just load in. You're already in front of Drampa. It's nice and safe. And what you're going to do is keep doing this over and over again. Will you bump into an alpha? Absolutely, that could definitely happen. Here, 3 seconds and it should spawn. I should probably save closer to time. And this is a level 51 male. So you're going to keep doing this over and over again until you get your shiny. And here is the clip of me finally finding my shiny Drampa. That is a Drampa that I'm going to catch in a Premier Ball. Woo! Surprise, there is one more method I'm going to mention in this video, but it's not one of my go-to methods specifically for this zone, and I'll explain exactly why. We do have a bench reset method, and the bench here is going to be at the John sector number 7, and I'll show you how to quickly get here. One method is by going to Cafe Kazuna and taking a Hawlucha up. This Hawlucha might be locked to a side quest, might not be. I don't know, I'm not too sure, because I've unlocked everything on my map. But if it's locked, then you can't take it, and if it is, you know, you're good. It's free, but otherwise it might be locked behind a side quest, and you should probably do that side quest because this is like Wild Zone 19, so you should be pretty deep in the game by now with a lot of side quests unlocked. Anyway, from the John sector rooftop, what you want to do is head over there to that bench simply in front of you, and you'll be at this bench and you'll see that you are in Wild Zone 11's area. So I'll just throw down a marker. Now there's another way to reach this in case that one is completely locked. Don't worry, I'll show you how to get up to that exact green spot via another way. So just another pathway real quick, and then we'll get into the specifics of this hunt. So you can take from Wild Zone 19, you can follow this direction, and it's a whole little roof run. So I will let this play out with me looking all serious in the corner over here. So let's run it. Okay, I'm there at the Hawlucha, and then I'm just turning right. So that was just the pathway to go if that Hawlucha was blocked by some reason, and that'll put you at this bench. Now, you can bench reset here if you want, and the reason why I'm saying it's not as efficient is because you may run into these being shiny, like the Pidgey, the Fletchling, and I'm sure these are the most common shinies you have. There's also more Pidgeys down there, and at nighttime, you're going to have Gastly spawning down here, which could also turn into shinies, and they're going to start eating up your slots. Also, there's another Pidgey over there, so if you want to take the risk of other Pokemon going into your slots, you can go ahead and do the bench reset method. Now, the bench reset method is pretty auto, and I'm going to throw my macro on the screen over here that you can see. And the other one you could do, which I tell everybody for Wild Zone, is take this for the regular controller, could be your Joy-Cons, aim it down, and just spam A and do whatever you want for a long time while spamming A. So those are the two methods for that. Also, I do want to point out that Hawlucha could be shiny if the Pidgey spawn decides to be the Hawlucha spawn instead. So if you stick up Pidgeys, there's a chance. There's a small chance here. Anyway, from this bench, let's drop down a marker. Let me get really close. Drop down a marker on this bench so you can kind of see exactly how deep this goes into Wild Zone number 19. So let's just drop down here, and we're just going to show you exactly where it covers. Now I'm going to walk into the zone, kind of like this, and you're going to see the marker there. So that's 68, 60, 50, right there. All right, so there's an Eevee that spawns sometimes in between here. That is going to be in the range of this. This Furfrou in the range of this. So it's pretty cool to see that that does cover a small section of the area, and that you could possibly get an Eevee by just sleeping overnight, and you solve the extra bonus Pokemon that could be shiny. So I just want to mention the bench is an option. Keep that as an option. And yeah, you now know every single way to hunt the zone. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and check out this shiny video on your screen over here.